I'm Mr. Subconscious. Let's have some inner dialogue. I'm on my Wizard Kelly shit. So, the topic of today is the true God of most men. Most men don't believe in God, in the concept of the Creator. They believe in God in the concept of their dope dealer. Shout out to Aaron Clary, by the way. He stated that women are men's dope dealer. Although I agree with that sentiment, I think that's still an underestimation. I think women are most men's gods. Women are most men's gods. You see, the programming that starts is not something that is that of a drug addiction. I'd say it's more akin to a religion. There are men who do not understand their gynocentric socialization and how they have been taught to look at themselves as not only the inferior sex, but according to what BGS says, is a concuserf, a concubine and a serf. Much like a religion would ask of you, right? In terms of your sexual purity and your pure service to God. That's exactly what is asked of monks. That's what is asked of priests. That's what is asked of sisters, nuns, right? The kind of devotion that it takes to be in a position where you are able to fulfill the desires of a woman as if she is a religious organization or a religious deity. It's crazy. But it starts much, much earlier than that. Especially in the West, a lot of young men are raised in single mother households, specifically in the community, right? But even if you're not raised in a single mother household, your father may be a cream puff. And so, therefore, he is taught to ultimately compete with men, but to serve women. The problem with a lot of men who are gynocentric in their thinking, and you cannot be gynocentric or patriarchal if you want to truly find an equal basis. The problem with these men is that they believe they humanize women because of the fact that they look at them for their positive traits. But to be human is to be both positive and negative. And so to ignore the negative traits that are specific to women due to their biology or their pervading state in society is to dehumanize them and is a form of misogyny. Apart from a single mother, their teachers may be mostly female. These teachers, these parents They uphold a larger societal influence that results in teaching young men of the patterns of romance. These patterns of romance begin with a one-way wooing of the emotions toward the woman. And a young man is conditioned to believe that his sole purpose is to provide for, protect, and be responsible for the happiness of a woman. And he believes that this is right, not knowing he has monk-like service to his God. You see, romance is just European tricking. And most economics in the West are based in female-centered spending habits. Run that back for the people in the back. Most Western economics are based on female spending habits. Run that back for the people in the back that's hard of hearing. Most Western economics are based on female spending habits. The need for women to be viewed as gods by most men is an economic basis for a lot of societies, especially capitalistic ones. Not even in the sense of a wife being elevated to a level of deity. That's at least more understandable, although not necessarily more respectable. It's more understandable. It yields less tricks. However, these economic spending habits, males are just there to develop themselves, to grow enough, to earn enough, to bankroll these spending habits. Except rather than 10% of the income, as a tithe would require, a minimum 50% is required. Most males' goals are not centered around creating a better life, not for themselves or for their children, but for the women they want to sleep with. Sexual self-control must be taught so that young men can listen enough to get the game they need to stop sacrificing themselves to the idolatry of womanhood. Stay sophisticated.